Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Cryptos are falling a little bit lower after the recent run-up, and the good thing is that we did end up finding support. We are now bouncing higher, so this is pretty obvious on the Coinbase charts. If you take a look, you can see the drop that we got, and just recently here, we got a bounce of 6,800 for the Bitcoin chart, and we started moving higher from there. This pattern is repeated across a lot of crypto charts, very similar on the Bitcoin Cash chart, a little bit more subdued. Ethereum also got the drop off, then bounced off $273. We're moving higher from there. And for Litecoin, pretty similar to Bitcoin Cash, a little bit more subdued, but the general pattern is similar here. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. With that being said, we're going to jump right into the technical analysis here. Not that much news going on recently, so the only thing that we can look towards is the technicals for the time being. And like I said, I'm not too worried about this pullback. I think that this is just part of the process after the run-up that we had. If we drop lower, though, that's when things might get a little bit more bearish. But to be honest, as long as we're above $6,500 on the Bitcoin chart, and that would mean we're above the middle band, I don't really see any reason to be concerned. Even if we did get a bigger drop, we have our uptrend line, we have a lot of support here. So we have multiple areas where we could catch ourselves if we started falling. Now, for the time being, we're still looking good, right? We got a very nice bounce off $6,800. You can see that by the longer, lower wick. And overall, we might see some consolidation in this range between $6,800 and $7,100. But really, unless we get some kind of huge drop here, I think that, we're just taking the time to slowly but surely get that uptrend going again. So that's really what I'm looking towards. I should point out, though, that we do have a little bit of a symmetrical triangle formation, I believe. Let me go ahead and draw this out here. So as you can see, we do indeed have a symmetrical triangle formation, and the end of that formation is in fact at let's see, around 6,200 satoshis, which means that we could get more of a drop here as we reach the end of the symmetrical triangle formation. So that's something that is very possible and something to be aware of. With that being said, if we want to move higher in the short term and the market is ready for that, we may be able to break out of this little triangle formation over here in the next few days, and that would avoid us maybe dropping down all the way to the end of triangle formation, right? It is definitely a possibility because symmetrical triangle formations do end up getting reached towards the end of them, but we have to wait and see. And for now, like I said, as long as we're above at least this uptrend line over here, our more major uptrend line, there's no real reason for any type of concern. Indicators are still uptrending. Let's go ahead, take a look at the Ethereum chart. Now, Ethereum is struggling to get out of this downtrend line. Right now, we are really reaching the end of this triangle formation, which means that we're going to break either towards the upside or downside, right? If we break up to the upside, that's going to be a good thing. That means we're out of the downtrend line, and this has been going on for a long time. So that's going to be pretty significant, and we might not get a huge increase just yet, right? We could definitely get up to $361 pretty quickly, but just getting out of that downtrend line is already very significant. Towards the bearish side, we don't want to move below $273. So the indicators are still looking good, uptrending. The one thing I'd say here is we're very flat on the Bollinger Bands, which makes me think that if we do get out of the downtrend line, which I think we have a very good chance of doing so, we might not get a huge increase due to these Bollinger Bands being so tight, and that will kind of prevent Ethereum of getting a huge breakout, maybe for the better, right? Because you have to keep in mind, when these cryptos get these huge breakouts and these extreme moves, it's usually compensated by a move towards the downside that's relatively similar, right? So you have to keep that balance going. Now let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin is giving us some signs that it's not ready to move higher for now. We hit that $63 mark and really a lot of resistance there. So that's kind of where our upper Bollinger Band is at. It looks like we're going to be moving lower from here. I think that we're going to be heading towards the end of the symmetrical triangle formation at $54. So that's where I think we're heading next for Litecoin. Let's go ahead, take a look at Nano, see what's going on, see if it's been able to get a bit of a bounce here. And it looks like it did. Very strong bounce, actually. We got a big run up, then we got our pullback, and we got a great amount of support off that 36,000 Satoshi level, and that's because it was support, and that's where our upper Bollinger Band is at. So perfect combination there, created a great bounce. We're now back above 40,000 Satoshis even, so I really like this candlestick setup, and we'll see, maybe we'll slow down a little bit here, just a few more days if the market starts dropping. But I think that overall, within the next 3 weeks, maybe next month at the very most, I think that Nano is going to be able to at least test 67,000 Satoshis, right? So as soon as we get our break above our resistance at 57,000 Satoshis, it's pretty much guaranteed that we reach 67,000 Satoshis. Also, very nice bounce on the indicators, still uptrending as well. Let's go ahead, take a look at Ripple here, see what's going on. So we're going to hop over to the Binance chart. And Ripple, very flat right now, not doing all that much. Flattening out on the RSI, still holding up on the price and the indicators. We're just not getting any type of huge move towards the upside or downside, which is fine, right? We don't need to. And really, as long as we're above 30 cents, we're still good here. So I'm happy with that. And if other cryptos do start falling, over the next week or so, hopefully Ripple will be able to remain above 30 cents. Could go back down to 25 cents. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but of course, staying back above 30 cents is just a more safe area. Let's go ahead, take a look at Neo, see what's going on. So we're going to hop over to the Bittrex chart here. And Neo is tried to get above $20. We are falling lower from here, though. So at this point, I think that there's it's hard to say how far we're going to drop. I think that we could find some support around $17, but it is also very possible that we do end up testing $13 again. We would not want to move below that, however. That would be pretty bearish, so definitely want to stay above $13 no matter what. Let's go ahead and take a look at EOS now, see what's going on. So we're going to go over to the Binance chart, and EOS is actually doing good here. Good buying volume, good green candlesticks. We do see a little bit of a slowdown here as we reached the upper Bollinger Band at 8,700 Satoshis. But overall, I think that this was a good move. It basically kind of told us that we're not going to be moving lower here. We may still get a pullback, back down to our uptrend line. But even if that were to happen, I'm pretty confident that we would get a bounce. And I think that we're just in the path here, set up nicely to reach the end of this symmetrical triangle formation, which is at 9,186 Satoshis. So that's where I think we're going to be heading next. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next crypto, which is going to be Stellar Lumens, see what's going on. So we're going to go over to the Binance chart here, and Stellar finally got a bounce. It was downtrending for a couple days here, so I really like this move, and I will put in our downtrend line since we were dropping for a while here, and we're gonna want to get out of the symmetrical triangle formation. Should be able to do so within just a few days. Indicators definitely took a hit, right? Very flat, but that's not really a problem right now. We just want to make sure that we stay above this uptrend line over here, and that we just continue on our path slowly but surely up to 3,300 Satoshis, where we'll find the end of our bigger symmetrical triangle formation over here between those two yellow uptrend lines and downtrend lines. So let's go ahead and take a look at Lisk, see what's going on. Now we're going to go over to the Bittrex chart, and Lisk is dropping below its $4.71 support level. It was doing a good job at holding above that, but unfortunately, it just seems like some of these cryptos are going to take a little bit of a hit here, and we'll see if we find enough support off our middle band. We do have a lot of support in that $3.67 area, but it is also possible that we drop even a little bit lower, right? I would like to avoid dropping lower than $3.50, to be honest. If we're able to do that, I think that's going to be a good thing. I don't really want to go back into a risky position, near $2 where we might go crumbling back down. So I'd say we want to probably see Lisk hold up above $3.50. That would be a good sign of, strength. Let's go ahead, take a look at Cardano now. Wouldn't be surprising if, Cardano is dropping a bit here. So I actually think that Cardano, I almost want Cardano to test that 1,254 Satoshi support level. That way we close this gap. We tested our support level, and that's out of the way. We don't have to worry about going back down there again. indicators definitely struggling to move higher. You can see we weren't able to get fully back above the 40 line on the RSI. So if we do end up going back below the downtrend line, I think there's a pretty fair chance that we reach the end of the symmetrical triangle formation. Sorry, a little triangle formation over here. And I think that's a good thing, actually. So we'll see if that happens. Maybe we'll only go back down to, just a little bit more down to our support level over here at 1,400 Satoshis. But I think that would be good to clear this out and just to get that flush one more time at 1,254 Satoshis. Let's go ahead, take a look at Iota, see what's going on. So Iota is currently dropping lower here. We almost tested 90 cents. Weren't able to get up all the way there just yet, but we're re-entering our Bollinger Band range. Getting our drop here, I think that next stop is going to be 56 cents. Hopefully won't move lower than that. I'll go ahead and put in that support level. Even if we do, not the end of the world. If we are really going to get a little bit bigger of a crypto drop here before our next move higher, I think that we could be heading towards 33 cents, I believe. That's where, we would really clear out any downside, I think, because we didn't actually test that level yet. So it'd be good to do it kind of like for Cardano, just to get that out of the way and not worry about needing to retest that level in the future. With that being said, this is the end of the Daily Crypto Update. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you next time.